Hi, welcome to a video on IELTS speaking. Now we know that speaking is one of the shortest exams of IELTS. We have the other modules like listening, reading and writing. And reading and writing are almost 1 hour exams each. Listening around 40 minutes and speaking the shortest one at just 15 minutes. Now there are 3 parts in IELTS speaking, out of which in today's class I'm going to discuss IELTS speaking part 2. So what is speaking part 2? Part 2 of speaking is called as individual long turn. Now remember, this is a section where you're given a prompt card or a cue card, like the one you can see on screen. Okay, this is called as the prompt card or the cue card. You are given 1 minute to prepare on this card that is given to you. And after your 1 minute's time of preparation, you have to speak on the topic for a total of 2 minutes. So 1.5 to 2 minutes time. Now, when you speak on this topic, there will not be any interruption from the side of the examiner. And that is why the section is called as individual long turn. Now you know that 1 minute to prepare is a very short duration. And imagine sitting in an exam hall in front of an examiner and being given that 1 minute's time to prepare. It will be the shortest ever 1 minute that you would face. And during this 1 minute time, you have to make notes. Now, making notes is optional, but I would definitely recommend that you make notes. Now, you know in 1 minute, you will not be able to write down a lot of information. You can just write the basics. So, stick on to words that will help you develop the ideas and speak on the topic given. So, let's see how you can, number 1, make notes in the 1 minute, and number 2, how you can develop the notes that you've made and answer for a full 2 minutes time. Let us look at an example. Here is a prompt card. It says, describe a place near water. So it's not just any place, near water, that you enjoyed visiting, which means you have to talk about a past experience and you enjoyed it. So it has to be a positive experience, something that you loved. So there is nothing bad about that particular experience. It was all good things. It should also be about a place near water. So you have to imagine, you have to start thinking, what are the possible places near water? Probably you've never ever visited a water body, or you've never been on a vacation or even a short trip. But all you need to do is try and fabricate, create a story and speak on the topic. So water, yes, you can think of beach, you can think of lakes or rivers, you can think of backwaters. So these are the possibilities, maybe even a pool. Okay, now you have 4 sub-questions given on the card. Like here it says where the place is, what you did there, why you went there, and number 4, explain why it was enjoyable. So an ideal way to make notes is divide the page that is given to you into 4 halves. Each quadrant stands for a question. So let's imagine that this quadrant is for question number 1, this is for question number 2, and accordingly 3 and 4. Now you don't have to write down these numbers when you prepare, but you need to have your plan in mind already. Now what I will do when I make quadrants like this is, the first question, where the place is, which is basically the location of this place near water, I will be writing down words in that first quadrant. Like I would say, okay, let's say resort, okay, and maybe the place was Kasargod. So I write down Kasargod, and I've written a resort. Maybe I'll add the word beach, okay. Maybe I'll add some distance to show from how far it is from the place where I live in. So let's say approximately, this is just an example that I'm giving you, 100 kilometers. Okay, so you make notes like this for the first question. Then you focus on the second question, what you did there, which means activities. So on the second quadrant, you have to write down words to help you describe the different activities that you were involved in. So you can write words like explore beach, then you can mention pool, then you can mention night sky watching, and maybe food. So you write down these words because based on these words, you're going to try and expand your responses. So similarly, for quadrant third, you will write why you went there. So you say short vacay. Don't write in full. Whatever short forms will help you identify the word, that should be enough. Then I write family. So I went with my family. Maybe I mentioned the duration, how many days. So let's say 2 days. And the last question, why it was enjoyable. So I write down some words, fun time, no work, connect with family, and so on. So this is how I will be preparing notes in that 1 minute's time. And then when the examiner says, yes, that's the end of your preparation time, you can now start speaking on the topic. All that I'll do is look at the points I've made, the notes, the words that I've written, and I'll start explaining it, start telling it like a story. For instance, I will say, it was 5 months ago when I decided to visit a resort in Kasargod. So, resort, Kasargod. So, you don't have to tick out these points, but this is how I'm going to try and use these words into full sentences. I hope you've got a picture of how you can spend your 1 minute's time and how you can utilize the 2 minutes to fabricate a story. Or even it need not always be fabricating, it could be relating to your real life experience as well. So yes, this is how you can answer a cue card or a prompt card given to you in your IELTS speaking. Now here is a task. I would love to see how you would respond on this card. So please type out a response. Now one good method that you can use is record yourself saying the entire response for 2 minutes and just pen it down as words and share it as comments below this video. So hope these tips that I've shared with you today regarding making notes, using your 1 minute effectively and using your time of 2 minutes to tell a complete story was useful. Thank you.
MedCity International Academy. Trusted hands forever.